Greetings for sci-fi and Star Wars fans, and happy May the 4th be with you. We're here once again with Star Wars superfans Nathan Rouse and Vera Gowdy from the Fear of God podcast to discuss Rogue One, a Star Wars story for its 10-year anniversary. God, that makes me feel old. I'm 10 years older now. Like, my birthday is tomorrow when this is posted, and I'm 10 years older. That is crazy to me.
Happy birthday.
It
Thank you. I
happens.
appreciate it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to the Force, you know.
Yeah. And this year for my birthday, I'm actually going to Texas Frightmare, the horror convention in Texas, because some of the cast members of Scream is going to be there. So that should
That's
be
cool.
fun.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's what I told my mom. That's all I want to do. Like this year for my birthday, I want to meet Matthew Lillard
Well,
or the
that'd be
cast.
Oh,
very cool.
I've interpreted for the cast of Scream, and Matthew Lillard is lovely. You will have a wonderful time meeting him.
Yeah. The only thing is, I'm going to be standing in that line for like 4+ hours,
Yeah,
probably.
it's going to take forever, but it'll
Yeah.
be worth it.
Yeah, because then he talks to like to each and every one of the people.
That's why it takes so long.
Yeah, well, I think it's cool, man. I think I love how he takes time to talk to people. Yeah.
Tell him if he'd like to come on the Fear of God, he's more than welcome. So,
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely. I'll try to remember that. I'm probably gonna be real nervous when I meet him. Yeah. So let's get down to Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and the plot summary for this film, according to the Internet Movie Database, is in a time of conflict. A group of unlikely heroes band together on a mission to steal the plans to the Death Star, the Empire's evil ultimate weapon of mass destruction.
Well
Un-
delivered.
until the next one. And then 30 years later with the even bigger one.
Then Vader gets real pissed at the beginning of A New Hope.
Right.
The world is coming undone. Imperial flags reign across the galaxy.
Can you be trusted without your shackles?
Let's just get this over with, shall we?
We've a mission for you. A major weapons test is imminent. We need to know how to destroy it.
If you're really doing this, I want to help.
Good.
Good. I've been recruiting for the rebellion for a long time.
We destroyed our home. I fight the Empire now.
I fear nothing. All is as the Force wills it.
The captain says you are a friend. I will not kill you.
Thanks.
All right, so let's go around the room real quick and talk about our quick thoughts. And I'll start with you, Vera. What are your quick thoughts about this film?
Through the passage of time, I've come to like it more and more. When I initially saw it, I liked it. I thought it was a good Star Wars movie, but I was pretty lukewarm until I think until more of the sequel trilogies came out, more of the TV shows came out, and as I've revisited Rogue One since then, I've come to like it more and more and more, and especially I think since the release of Andor season 1 and 2, it has really bolstered that movie for me.
Awesome. Yeah, this movie actually made me really want to go back. Watching this movie for this made me want to go back and watch Andor finally and actually sit through all of it.
Did you just say finally? You have not watched Andor?
I
Yeah,
watched the first
same
three episodes,
reaction.
and I was bored out of my mind.
Oh my God.
No,
You know, you
stop
call
right
us
now.
one. Okay, so you are correct about 10 minutes ago when you said the super fans and not including yourself, sir.
Yeah.
What?
Hey man, I'm a super
rectify
fan of
that
Batman.
immediately.
This is a guy that watched the Batman trailer, the Rob Patz movie, like 50 times in like a 24-hour time span.
You're
Sure.
talking to the Lord of the Rings girl, but I
Yeah.
also watch Star Wars.
Right, right.
Right. But no, Andor has got to be better than Daredevil Born Again. I'm just not into that. I stopped watching.
You're just throwing swings here. I
I like
mean,
the other Daredevil. I like the previous seasons. I just don't like this. It is.
for what it's
Netflix
worth,
Daredevil.
you're not wrong. Andor is better than Daredevil Born Again, but I mean, you know, all respect to those who haven't seen it or might be haters, but Andor is
Yeah.
top shelf storytelling that happens to be Star Wars. Like it
Yeah.
isn't just good Star Wars, it's fantastic Star Wars and it's fantastic just storytelling. So saying it's better than X, almost everything that you're going to finish that sentence with is going to be true. And I
Right.
love Daredevil, but even Born Again just okay.
Yeah. I heard that that new Darth Maul show is the shit, and I'm very much looking forward to starting that whenever that may be.
It's a really funny thing to reference shit or, scatological processes in relation to Darth Maul because as we all know, he loses his lower half. I haven't really kept up with Maul, the Shadow Lord, the one and only. So I have not started that series. I really don't know.
Listen, if they can bring back Palpatine, they can make him go to the washroom like a normal person.
That's true.
They can make
Yeah,
anything happen.
yeah, yeah. That's the
Yeah.
magic of cinema.
So it seems like Star Wars is coming back because I'm hearing that's good. Mandalorian Grogu looks pretty good. I am psyched out my mind for The Last Starfighter because for one, it's a fighter pilot, so like Top Gun, and I love Top Gun, and it's Ryan Gosling, Canadian's most handsome man. So
No argument from me.
yeah, Top Gun and Gosling. That's all I need. What about
Now, real quick, and
Yeah.
your just it's your show, Drew, and I'm just here to carry your water. But as a child of the '80s, The Last Starfighter is a movie from the '80s, as opposed to the Ryan Gosling film, which is called Star Wars: Starfighter. But I know I can understand how you got there.
Okay. Hey man, you got The Last Jedi? Maybe you have The Last Starfighter. Maybe
That's true. I can see how that would happen. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe Palpatine also corrupted some other, emo like
God.
fighter
He's
pilot.
just got his lightning fingers and
Yeah,
everything.
it just killed all the fighter pilots except for Gosling, which I don't blame him because Ryan Gosling's pretty awesome. Yeah, we got way off track there. Nathan, what is your quick
Yes, sir.
thoughts about Rogue One, a Star Wars story?
So, this would have been a moment in time, for those who grew up, who cut our teeth on the original trilogy. This would have been a moment in time of a lot of excitement. The Force Awakens had come out a year previous to this. There's a lot of chatter. If y'all might remember, there was conversations about a Boba Fett film that became a really abysmal Boba Fett TV show, I guess. But was very enthused to check this one out. I remember in the theater, maybe a bit very like what you're describing, thinking, all right, okay, that was good. That was good. Not like blown away. When you, at that moment in time, when you lean into a non kind of Jedi lightsaber Skywalker energy, it's going to be different to those of us who have cut our teeth on all the other stuff. So liked it for sure. It wasn't one that like I championed left and right, and then the Disney trilogy, I suppose we could call it, kind of continues on the path it's on. The Disney era continues on the path it's on, and Rogue One suddenly becomes this gem that you kind of didn't know how good you had it for a brief shining moment. And I ribbed you about it, Drew, but in your defense, Drew, and anyone's who felt this way, Andor season 1, a good bit of it is slow. It is deliberate. It is intentionally building a fortress of just storytelling that requires kind of every brick in the wall, and it just takes its time getting there. I will say, I wasn't even thinking about us recording this conversation, and just in the last 2 weeks rewatched all of Andor season 2. It is elite level storytelling, be it be it film, be it literature, television. It is on that level, and so going happening to do that again, pivoting into rewatching Rogue One. I've now watched this 2 or 3 times in the last week and a half or so, and it just watching that arc, that trajectory develop and grow. And I'll be the first to admit when they announced Andor, I was a little annoyed, mainly from the standpoint of like, I've got 3 daughters. I really was just like, come on, can we please have, some Jen was so interesting as a character. Like, why are we, telling a prequel to this movie and centering this guy? But it's fantastic. And if you watch the series and cap it with Rogue One, it takes the decent thing you thought you had in Rogue One and suddenly rockets it up towards the upper tier Star Wars films. Not just because of its quality, but because they did such meticulous work in the television show, engineering an expertly designed story that, to kind of tease you a little bit more on this, Drew, in terms of enticing you, perhaps, the end of Andor kind of just falls right in with the beginning of Rogue One. They really designed it in a way that it leads right into it, and it's really awesome to kind of see that transpire.
Okay, so it kind of seems like that's like kind of like a Death Star trilogy there. You got Andor, you got Rogue One, you got A New Hope.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, and as a final note on just Rogue One in general, as the dam kind of burst on the incredibly, up and down quality, to the point of no longer really being able to rely on Star Wars doing what Star Wars could have done at a certain point in time, between things like Obi-Wan, which is fine, but it's passable at best. Acolyte, which is passable at best. I even skipped Skeleton Crew. I've heard decent things. Suddenly to have Rogue One stand out of this decade of storytelling as one of these signature pieces is just really cool. So no, I dig it a lot. I think it's one of the few films across the whole scope of Star Wars that every time I watch it, I like it a little bit more. And
Okay.
I already really like it. So no, Rogue One's good stuff.
Yeah, awesome. My quick thoughts is very similar to you guys's. I thought it was really good. The first time I saw it, thought the characters were a little bit not very memorable, kind of generic. But like this time, I really liked all the members of Rogue One except for Riz Ahmed's character and then Donnie Yen's little friend with like the grappling gun. Like
What's
all these
wrong
characters
with
are.
Bodhi?
You don't like them?
No, I don't. I don't hate them. They're just not very memorable. And I just like how like each one of these characters are very distinct. Like Jyn Erso is kind of like the cool, badass, like rebel chick who isn't really like a clone of Princess Leia. So I'm like she's distinct.
Sure.
I liked how mysterious Andor is, and just the way he, especially like his first interaction with Jyn, just the way that he would carry himself, like vocally, when he's interrogating her. With that scene alone, made me want to watch Andor. I'm like, oh, I bet there's something more with this guy. Kind
There's
of going on.
2 seasons more, yeah.
Yeah. And then I think now Bruce Lee, awesome monster artist. I've always been a Jackie Chan guy just because that's what I grew up, kind of being aware of. Honestly, I think Donnie Yen's my favorite monster artist of all time now. Like,
yeah,
this dude's a badass. I've only seen 3 of his movies. I've seen the first Ant-Man, and I've seen John Wick Chapter 4.
Is he an Ant-Man?
Yeah, no, Imp-Man, not Ant-Man.
Oh. I was like, I don't
AMP?
remember that. Oh, okay. Don't know that one. But
Yeah,
he's incredible in John Wick 4. I've only seen that and this, I think.
Yeah.
He's fantastic in this. So cool.
Yeah, and then, oh my God, the Vader scene is incredible.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, holy shit. When I was in the theater with one of my best friends at the time, and we're both big Star Wars fans, and the entire time I was grabbing his shoulder, I'm like, dude,
Yeah, I think that was the whole theater when that's like when the lightsaber lights up and no, when the
Yeah.
breathing starts, everybody kind of just tenses up and then it turns on and everybody, oh, it's such a good
Yeah.
theater experience.
I'm like, Thanos, eat your heart out. This is the original galactic badass right here. Like
Yeah,
you don't mess with Darth Vader.
it's true. It's
Yeah.
true. They
Mhm.
try. They get cut down.
And I
Yeah.
appreciate that they used him sparingly in this movie. Like,
Mhm.
he doesn't oversaturate it, which is, I think, a good choice.
Right. Question: when Krennic is meets him on that lava planet, is that Mustafar?
That is Mustafar.
Okay,
I mean, we have no reason to think otherwise, but
yeah. Could I watch episode 3 last year for May the 4th? I mean, I used to love, and I used to love that Mutafar battle. I don't like it anymore because it seems too choreographed, and the CGI, it's just a CGI mess, in my opinion. Like, there's just not a lot of texture to the CGI.
sure.
I
Hmm.
feel
Yeah.
like here, there's a lot of texture. For a 10-year-old movie, like, I actually felt like if there was a lightsaber battle on this version of Mustafar with this technology, I feel like, yeah, I would be on the edge of my seat because I feel like somebody could die.
It's
Sure.
definitely better, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Um, but I really like that. The stuff with Vader sparingly. My boy Mads Mikkelsen, my favorite Bond villain of all time, Lakeith is in here.
He is good.
And Hugh basically gave the Death Star's weakness. He's really cool here. It's kind of cool to see him. It's just like a normal guy, basically.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to him as like Lakeith and just in Royale. Just like this real creepy guy.
He's excellent at playing a villain. Like if you watch the Hannibal TV series,
Yeah, I've
he's
seen a little bit of that.
super creepy in that. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you got Ben Mendelsohn just hamming it up.
I love that man.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
He's so good. I love this character. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
he's
he
one of those actors that he's one of, to me he's like Andy Serkis. Like he's just in every nerdy thing that you love. Like he's in Marvel, he's in Star Wars, he's in Batman. Um I didn't like this movie, but he was in Ready Player Run.
okay. Yeah, I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he's just in all these nerdy stuff. But
Well, he's so good. Yeah.
he's awesome. I feel like I'm missing something. But
Alan Tudyk.
oh,
Yeah.
Alan Tudyk as K2S2. Yeah, that guy's awesome. Yeah, I just that's another guy. I just keep seeing him
He's
popping up and
like the
stuff.
Disney Easter egg. Yeah, he's in everything.
It
Yeah,
is wild how like it's like the moment happened and you didn't realize it happened that
mm,
suddenly he is just the voice of everything.
yeah.
Uh
Yeah.
He plays a
it's
lot of
like
robots. It seems.
Robots and
yeah.
aliens. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in iRobot. He's in this. He was the Superman bots in Superman, the James Gunn movie.
Well, I mean,
Hey, hey, his most
pick a
famous
Disney
role.
movie of the last decade, and he
Yeah,
voices something in it, more or
yeah,
less,
yeah. He's the Weasel in Zootopia. He's
right?
King Guy.
And he's the Duke of Wesselton in
Yes,
Frozen.
yeah.
That's
Hmm.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. King Candy.
King can't have some candy.
For
Yes.
some reason, I thought that was Henry Winkler for the longest time.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah, I could just see it.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that movie's awesome. You would have hit a guy with glasses. You actually hit a guy with glasses. That's actually well put. Best joke in the movie. So yeah, let's get into the deep dive here. What what talking points do you want to get to? First up.
Are you thinking like stuff about the story? You thinking stuff about kind of the
However,
thematic ideas?
however you want to take this conversation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
structured that way.
I mean, maybe as I don't know if start with the best is a good way to do it, but I think one of the things that the whole Scarif sequence in this movie is it's like top 10 Star Wars stuff ever on screen.
When
It's
I was
so
watching
good.
it today, it's like watching a war movie. It's so
Yeah.
well choreographed in terms of the fighting. You really feel like you are in the battle and there are
Yeah.
real stakes.
Yeah, and it visually is incredible. Like
Hmm.
the beautiful blue sky. You've got the visual language of the shield thing that's
Mhm.
around the planet. You've got the dogfight happening in space. You've got the dogfights happening protecting the ground troops. Like it is operating on so many levels. I could turn on that 40 minutes and be like, I'm
Oh
good.
yeah,
I'm
for
good.
sure.
Let's go.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I feel
and
like that's where the CGI really shines too.
oh yeah, for
Like
100.
there are issues with the CGI in the movie Tarkin, but there it holds up. 10 years later, it still looks amazing.
Yeah, well, and this is when, and like I said, I thought when I first saw it, okay, this movie's really cool. It was this action scene. I'm like, this movie is spectacular. And
Yeah,
then there's one time I looked over to the guy that was sitting next to me. I didn't know the guy. And he looked back at me and there's just like this big grin on his face. Because
that's
like this
awesome.
is Star Wars as it should be. It's an actual freaking war and it's crazy
Yeah,
as
yeah,
Yeah.
hell. And then of course you have the classic, Apocalypse Now shot of the two helicopters coming in to the sun, which is a cool ode to George Lucas and his friendship with Coppola, which is awesome. Um, just found out recently that Martin Scorsese is going to be a voice cameo in Mandalorian Grogu, which is
yeah.
pretty
He's in the
cool.
trailer. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
he's
he's
the
like a
little
little
creature.
stop. Yeah, he's like the little shopkeeper guy.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm like,
Which is
yeah.
That's
real,
cool.
As soon as
which
I
is
saw it,
fun. Funny. It's funny given how much crap, how much shade he threw at like Marvel stuff. I'm like, okay, okay, sure. Everybody needs a
he's
paycheck these days.
he's just leaning into it now. He's
Sure.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was a lot nicer than Coppola. Coppola basically said, if you like Marvel or comic book movies, then you're despicable. I'm like, screw you, dude. You haven't been relevant since 1992 when Dracula came out.
Speaking of throwing shade, here's old Drew. I will pick up a baton you put down there, Vera, and by put down, I mean you just like drive by here. I remember disliking Tarkin, and I do have question marks around the exercise itself. But this go round, I was really watching that figure. Is it a character? Is it an
Mhm.
actor? The figure on
it's
screen.
an actor, and then
I
they
I know, I
yeah.
know. Yeah, they kind of digitized him. I actually think it looks better than I remember. And I don't know if they've maybe polished it a little bit in the ensuing years for digital
Yeah.
releases or something. Now, where I think it really jumps the shark is weirdo Leia at the end. She
Oh, I
does
disagree
not
with
look
you
like a, yeah.
100%. I do
Yeah.
Okay.
think the first scene with Tarkin looks like a video game, but like whatever gen that was when that this movie came out. But I think the rest of it looks really good. I do want to talk about a little bit of the ethics of bringing back a dead actor digitally. I'm fine with if you want to get somebody that kind of looks like the actor and put like dots on him and it's his voice and it's his mannerisms kind of copying that actor and but you just digitally make him look like the actor,
or
like the
or even
actor.
like de-aging like
Yeah,
they do
that
with Mark
I'm fine
Hamill.
with that. Like if the family's cool with it, I'm cool with that. There was recently a controversy that came up where Val Kilmer, before he ended up getting cancer, wanted to do this Western movie based off a true story. Never did it because he got sick. And apparently his family signed off on them wanting or them doing that. Him being in the movie and the AI figure. The complete
Sure.
AI, no other actor acting like Val Kilmer or sounding like Val Kilmer. It's completely AI. That's where I have an issue with.
Sure.
Because
Yeah,
you're
and
you're having a computer create a dead actor. You're not it's not a computer and then an actual physical actor copying the mannerisms of that dead actor. That's where I have a
yeah,
problem with.
I mean it's there's a lot of layers there.
Yeah.
I in a general sense totally agree. I would have thought it was weird when they did it, even in this. And what have there been some instances? I feel like there's been some instances recently in some, whether it's TV or pop culture films, where it's like we got over the need for them to
Mhm.
be the actual person. We like something recently. It's not it's skipping my brain at the moment,
Mhm.
but I feel like there have been instances recently where Um, I mean, heck, the upcoming Hunt for Gollum, directed by Andy Serkis,
Mm,
they've recast Viggo Mortensen. Now that is different, but my point is the idea of we'll just cast someone who resembles the actor. If we need someone younger, if we need someone who's passed away, don't try to sell me that that's a real person that I'm looking at
right.
here, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think
Like,
And
so
I feel like,
are
go
we gonna
ahead.
get like Top Gun sequels with a young AI
yes.
camera? Are we gonna get Willow sequels, Tombstone sequels? Is he gonna be Batman again? Are we gonna
Well,
get
they did a Willow sequel.
AI
It was a TV
Batman
series and it
version of
sucked.
Val Kilmer? Like, what the hell? Like, this is just ridiculous. Like, to me, it
Um,
should be used as
I
a
feel like 10 years ago, it was a cool thing that they
yes.
tried to do. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you think about Tom Hanks in that Christmas movie, what is
Yeah.
it?
You know
Um,
about Polar Express?
Polar Express, where it's super
That's so
uncanny
gross.
valley and
Yeah.
uncomfortable to watch. And then you look at Leia and Tarkin, like even though they do still look video game-ish, it like miles better, right? And so they're like, hey, look at this cool thing we can do to pay homage to these characters. That was the intent at the time. But between then and the 10 years ensuing till now, the advancements and ethics of AI have changed so much that
Mhm.
that I feel differently about it today than I did then, even though I didn't like it then, but
Mhm.
for different reasons. I wish that they had kept it to like when they just have Tarkin's face like his
Reflected.
reflected in the glass. I was like, yes, that's so cool. And then he turns around, I was like, ah, no. And he's in it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. He's got
it's
a couple
not just
scenes.
he's got a couple scenes, right? And it feels like you could have like maybe Krennic could have been in it a little bit
Mhm.
more in order to reduce that, and you don't have it as much. Leia at the end, like it's like they couldn't help themselves, have her turn
Yeah.
around and be like,
Yeah.
"It's my
Yeah.
face." Like, why
Right.
not just show her from the back and then show her from the neck down, grabbing the
Mhm.
like it's Leia. You don't need to see her face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, none of that you know, de-aging stuff really ever bothers me. The only time it bothers me, or the only movie it bothered me was Tron Legacy with Jeff Bridges. Granted, he was a digital character within the world. And then the last Indiana Jones, when they de-aged Harrison Ford, I thought that looked a little weird in some
Now, what
spots.
was that
It
3 hour movie
did.
with Robert De Niro? It was not good in
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
either.
The Irishman.
Yeah.
Irishman. Well, I didn't like that movie at all.
Well, to your point, Vera, there have been times, and those times have been plenty, where it's like, oh, look what we can do with our technology,
Mm.
right?
Hmm.
Which, and I don't give a pass in the instance of the Peter Cushing, Carrie Fisher here. I do think there would have been wisdom, to your point, Vera, of have the Leia moment just be her for. That's where you use the reflection.
Yeah.
That's where you just use. We know who it is. Have her. You can even still have her say the line, and off we go. But the the distinction between the Val Kilmer AI thing, which is deeply troubling, and stuff like this on a certain level, and I'm throwing this thought out kind of in real time, is we use Tarkin and Leia because they're Tarkin and Leia and they're meaningful to this story. I'm not
Hmm.
arguing that's like a best case still, but like we don't let Val Kilmer rest. like
Right.
like let's not do this.
Yeah.
It is not integral to anyone's life that this thing happened.
Yeah, and I understand that that was a passion project for Kilmer. And yes, make the movie. Get somebody that is like the next Val Kilmer to play that part. Don't do an AI Val Kilmer. Now you just open Pandora's box. Like I said, we're gonna have like the further adventures of Iceman and Maverick. Top Gun, TV show or whatever, because of this. Because you open up Pandora's box. But let's move on to Rogue
Okay.
back to talk about Rogue One. Yeah, seeing the CGI Tarkin and Leia just made me think about how disgusting that was.
Sure.
That
Sure.
that to Val's legacy. Um, there's one line in this movie with these troubling times that we're in, with the man that's running the country that me and Nathan
Your
live in.
country.
Yeah, my country.
Way
That's
to
why
rub
you're
it in, Vera.
Canadian. We're at war with Iran right now, and he's disguising this as a good thing. and Mads Mikkelsen's character cannot I can't remember his name,
Galen
but
or so.
Galen or so.
yeah,
Yeah.
Galen Erso. That's right. He tells Krennic, "You're confusing peace with terror." Just hearing everything that's going on in the news overseas in Iran, that cut me to the pit of my soul. Just hearing that,
Sure.
like,
Hmm.
whew, man, that is that was a throwaway line 10 years ago, and the subsequent viewings of this movie after the fact, yeah, this is some real stuff right now, and it's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. I mean,
And it's
never
not
had.
just it got
Huh?
just Iran, it's the ice raids too.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, it's scary, man. And I
Never
don't
had. Never has um the visuals and embodiment of the Empire in the Star Wars films been more readily visible in the real world, in our
mhm,
lifetimes at least, than what we are seeing right now.
yeah.
So yeah,
But I also think it's poignant that rebellions are built on hope,
Yes.
right? And so you can't let the terror win.
Yeah.
Rebel.
The laughter is more powerful than scream.
easy
Or,
for the Canadian. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
yeah. But yeah, like I said, it's the laughter is more powerful than scream kind of thing in Monsters Inc.
Yeah, well, I would have loved that sequel. That's a whole other sidebar here.
Yeah.
In the spirit of that, Vera Gowdy, the one of my
Mhm.
favorite thematic notes is, and it's actually it's an echo of an idea that or of a scripting note that Luthen says in the Andor series, but Jen, when they're at Scarif and she leads off, it's her speechifying, but she says, this isn't the thing I want to highlight, but she starts with, Saul would say, one man with a sharp stick and nothing to lose can take the day. It's the next part that is the rebellions are built on hope kind of idea, which is,
Mhm.
if we make it to the ground, we take the next chance and the next and on until we win or all
Mhm.
the chances are spent. And
Take a
that's
step again. It is all that you can to do the next right thing.
okay. I feel like yeah, yes, sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for Frozen 2ing
You're welcome.
it.
But another thing I was thinking about, and this kind of helps because I watched Oppenheimer for the second or third time recently,
Uh-huh.
and there's a whole subplot, there's a whole part of Oppenheimer, and I think this happened in real life too, where they would build like they build this whole community in this testing facility for the scientists and the military people and Oppenheimer's family. And every time I saw Oppenheimer's wife, and especially kids, like in this facility, while he's making this death missing, I'm thinking to myself, these kids don't know what's going on right now, but their future is going to be defined by this.
Sure.
Like what his father what their father is doing is going to affect their future, and that's really harrowing. Kind of like
Mhm.
what Jin Urso's father is doing, even though he did turn, but
Sure.
um, but yeah, the system that Galen Urso, her father, is part of, is it's gonna affect what's going on. Even though the rebels did blow up the Death Star, but there was another Death Star, and then there's Star Killer Base. So there's always gonna be
Well, and I
yeah.
love, uh, uh, you know, I'm gonna shout out Reese Ahmed, his character Bodhi Rook, a fantastic little performance here, and he's just so good in all the little ways, and he's a kooky little dude in this movie. But another real fantastic thematic line is, I think it's when they're still on Jeddah and he's in the prison and they're trying to figure out who he is, and he's reflecting on the advice Galen gave him. And he said, I could make it right if I was brave enough and listen to what's in my heart and do something about it. Like that was Galen's advice to him. And
Mhm.
and to your note, Drew, like the war machine, the empire is so vast and monolithic and arguably insane on a certain level, but even, you know, even the cracks that are in it, your Galen Ersos of the world who are, and they're fewer and farther between than I wish, but kind of understand this thing can't last. And now I just want you to go friggin' watch Andor. Goodness gracious, because there's so much good stuff in there on this exact point. But
Yeah.
but no, it's good stuff.
It's I one of the things I really appreciate about this movie, don't get me wrong, I love the Skywalker stories, but I like that everybody in this movie is an ordinary person.
Yeah.
They're just people. They are
Yeah.
just people who are fighting to do what, I mean, is right, but what they believe is right.
Mm.
And it doesn't mean that they are doing good things all the time, and it doesn't mean that they don't regret decisions that they make. There's a moral ambiguity there to many of the characters. And again, like in Andor, you see that a lot more in terms of how the rebellion came about. But I like that they are just you and me, and they have a cause that is worth fighting for, and they step up.
Yeah, for sure.
They have
And they
friends
step
everywhere.
up. They have friends everywhere, and they step up and they die.
Mm.
They die for what
Yeah.
they fought for.
I do love this is the first time, I don't know how many times at this point I've watched Rogue One, 5 or 6 over the 10 years or whatever. It's the first time, and it really stood out to me this time because of rewatching Andor and just how wild it is that this happens in Rogue One. And for any of your listeners, Drew, like to folks who know some version of the backstory of Rogue One, it was kind of a mess to even get it to its final form.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of reshoots.
Yeah, Tony Gilroy coming in and polishing up a lot of stuff. But the scene when they get back from Edu to Yavin and they're informing the rebellion on or the council, and they're gathered around that circular thing, and they've learned about the Death Star fully, but they don't have the message from Galen. So it's like, what are we going to do based on half information? And literally there are people being like, forget it, the rebellion's over. I was like, wow, y'all are just
they
like,
give up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
I would
All
argue
of
it's
the
almost
senators are like, we'll just go back to our rich and privileged life. It's fine.
Right. It's wild. It was the first time I really noticed just how much the movie, maybe even to a dumb degree, but it's like, wow, you really have this crew who is meant to be, the force for good in the galaxy, just be like, uh-oh, we're done, It's wild.
Another line I really liked in this movie was when Donnie Yen's character, I can never pronounce his name.
Chirrut.
Yeah, Chirrut is talking to Gina Urso about kyber crystals, and he says the strongest stars have hearts are kyber. And I'm sure we all know kyber crystals is what powers lightsabers for the Jedi Knights. And Jedis bring hope and peace to the galaxy. And I really like that the strongest and bravest souls in the galaxy have that desire to bring hope and peace. I thought that was another powerful line.
And her nickname is Stardust.
Yes, yeah.
That's what her dad calls her, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is beautiful.
Well, I love those guys, Chirrut and Baze, and I'm gonna reveal some nerdy info here, but shout out Fogger Matt Murray with. So in my household, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of the 10-year mark here because of Rogue One, but in my household, we had gotten our kids into Lego before Rogue One. But it was with the release of Rogue One, Matt Murray, as a gift, got me an ATST from the Rogue One releases. And my wife, I still remember my wife coming downstairs one night because I was like, it was the first time adult Nathan just kind of had his own little Lego set to build. And I've since come to love zenning out on kind of having no digital interface and just building some Lego. But that was the first one. I'm just like, I was up late and she came downstairs like, what are you doing? Like, just don't ask. I'm just, just building the ATSD, and it still sits in the collection. So a really fun little landmark
Nice.
there. But specifically, what I was starting that tale with was highlighting Chirrut and Baze. Like, I love those guys.
Yeah.
Cassian dubs them their title of Guardians of the Wills. They are the former protectors, and I love that. I think this is in the jail scene again. Um, Andor's interrogating Chirrut a little bit, and kind of acknowledges Baze, and Chirrut says of Baze, he was the stoutest believer, right? He was the one.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like it now, but he was the fiercest believer among us. And I
Mhm.
don't know. I love the history embodied in those two characters and how they kind of
Right.
manifest on screen. Good stuff.
So the comment on your Lego story, if that was
Yeah.
me in the situation building Legos in my basement, and my partner came down and asked me what I was doing, I would have totally pulled a Tony Stark. It'd be like, let's face it, this isn't the worst thing you caught me doing.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd have been an awkward response, but it is a funny reference there.
Yeah, I just love that line in the first Iron Man. That's like in my top five
Sure.
Tony Stark moments. It's like that's just a form of the character because, like, yeah, we already know this guy's a womanizing, playboy philanthropist. I'm sure he had his fun with some ladies of the night in his past, and that's what he was referring to.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
And he dubbed them as Lego sets. Yeah, that was it.
yeah, yeah. Lego sets metaphor.
Sure. Yep. Another thing I love in this movie is just the space imagery. Like, I love the
Yeah.
Star Destroyer. I love the Star Destroyer over
Well,
the
that's
Jeddah.
another thing I want to talk about this movie.
Okay.
It's a production team did an amazing job making it feel like old school Star Wars, but using
Yeah.
modern day like cameras and lighting and special effects. Like it's
Yeah.
really incredible. And another thing I love about this movie and why I love The Mandalorian, I guess like the first two seasons.
Sure.
And then while I'll probably really enjoy Andor and the Ryan Gosling movie coming up next year is
Is that next year? Goodness
yeah,
gracious.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Already promoting it so hard.
but what's cool about Star Wars is it was really the first big pop culture thing that combined heavily different genres. So you have samurai movies and Western movies and war movies, all combined together
Sure.
with the big influence on Tarantino. Like he does that all the time.
Yeah.
And I like much like Love Last Jedi, and it's my third favorite Star Wars movie. I feel like the Disney trilogy or the sequel trilogy, it's kind of memorabilia for me a little bit.
Yeah.
I like how these other properties, like this and Mandalorian, they get into different aspects of Star Wars. So this is a war movie.
Sure.
Mandalorian is like a Western movie with some samurai influences, especially in the Ahsoka episode. That's why, and I hope in the future, with the new change in the guard over at LucasArts
Right.
and even Disney, because they got a new CEO, I hope they really realize that people like other aspects of Star Wars. It didn't have to be Han, Luke, Leia, all these other characters that we've seen.
No, now they're stuck in the grumpy man adopts a child trope.
Right.
It's kind of what they've
Well, and
they're resting on.
it will be interesting because I, to my memory, they've kind of upstreamed Filoni to basically the Feige of Star Wars. I think he replaced Kathleen Kennedy there, and
Thank goodness, because he had no direction whatsoever. I'm not saying that because she's a woman. I love Kathleen Kennedy because it's Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, E.T. She didn't have any direction whatsoever. Like, I don't know what was going on there.
Well, we if we want to go down that rabbit trail, I mean, I think it's they spent an insane amount of money to buy Star Wars and then had to do something with it and had to do something quick. you hire J.J. Abrams, who's a good idea
Right.
man, just not a good, kind of follow through man. And then you're kind of off to the races and just kind of the demands of a production schedule
Yeah.
and the demands of a global, kind of expectation. But I
And
think
they just spent 3 movies undoing the movie previous to that movie.
Right. So, with regarding the whole Kathleen Kennedy of it all, I did hear something that was really disgusting. It always seems like in the entertainment field, we always, when it comes to a man with that's entire power, we always
right,
praise the good and the bad. When
sure,
it's like a woman like Kathleen Kennedy, everybody's all focused on what she's doing with Star Wars and Indiana Jones. People forget that she like produced some of your favorite movies of all time. Did you forget about
sure,
that? Because he made a few decisions that you don't like. You want to make it because it's your woman and the force is female. It's like shut the hell up with that. It didn't matter her gender. Now, if you don't like what somebody's doing with the property you like, that's one thing, but don't make it based off of gender. That's stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
the
well.
internet is a cesspool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, like I mean, the things you're pointing to in terms of what she produced in the 80s or 90s, like the internet wasn't what it is today.
exactly.
80% of it is just a Neanderthalic misogynist, and so it's
Yeah.
going to level its accusations at, you know,
Yeah, it's
anyone
just
without a
ridiculous.
light, anyone without a
Like what you want to
lightsaber.
like. Just like what you want to like.
Sure.
That was fun.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I caught on to it like 2 seconds too late.
Yeah, I was waiting. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we're all
yeah,
Star Wars fans. We may
yeah.
disagree on some things, but that's the fun. It's fun to disagree. It's not fun to belittle people. There's
No.
disagreements.
Yeah.
No, it's unfortunate. I am curious, this is not Rogue One specific, but Rogue One is such a deviation from what had been in terms of Skywalker style storytelling. And now that Mando and Grogu is about to come out and, will it be good? Who knows? I'm hopeful. I'm not like pumped, but I'll check it out. But it'll be interesting just to see like what they do next because things like this film that's about to release, things like Starfighter, these feel like still like okay, we're getting the wheels turning again and figuring out what's next. Do they go into some sort of more grand mythological architecture? Do we, because Drew, you say, can we be done with Han, Luke, Leia? I mean, my gosh, Disneyland just reskinned Galaxy's Edge away from the sequel trilogy imagery and the sort of Batuu storyline, the Black Spire outpost, all this stuff they'd kind of woven into the style and storytelling, and they just completely abandoned it and just like
Really?
yeah, now in Disneyland, and I imagine World will follow. It's you can go and you can meet Luke and Han and Leia and get their character meets are
And
there,
that's
but
fine.
they've
That's
re-outfitted
completely
the
fine.
land.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's like iconic characters for sure. Like I think really what I wish the Star Wars lands and Disney will do was let's just do a hodgepodge of the different eras. Like
Yeah.
I want to see Darth Maul the most recent Lego Star Wars game, which I love. That's the best Lego game ever until Batman comes out later this
Are you talking
month.
about the Skywalker saga?
Yes, that game's amazing. Where
Yeah.
it's the hodgepodge of everything, of all 3 trilogies, and then there's like the DLC was like Rogue One and Mandalorian. I want to see that. That'd be cool. Like I want to see a Baby Yoda walk around with Mandalorian.
Well, they've had that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have that.
But I
My
want to see
nephew
Darth
met.
Maul too. My boy,
Well, that's
I want to
fair.
see my boy Darth Maul. Like he's my favorite Star Wars villain next to Vader.
Yeah.
That poor performer who's going to have to put on that prosthetics.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a tough one.
yeah, but yeah, I think that'd be cool. Like let's get our own version of like the Skywalker Lego game. That'd be
Y'all will get a kick out of this, and I just want to commit it to the verbal records and let some LLM absorb it into the Death Star. Is my Drew? You just referenced the Skywalker Saga Lego game, and my 9-year-old has been playing that in the back seat of the car to and from school and out and about, and
I'm very familiar with this story.
she has, well, not this version of it, because this just happened like yesterday. She finishes the Rise of Skywalker section, and I have not editorialized at all. Daddy, what do you think of such and such? Or can you believe such and such? I'm like, yeah. What do you know? What do you think? And it's just not having editorialized as she's gone, feeling like a bad parent for not showing her these films before she plays it on the game. But whatever, life is life. And so I can hear the game from the front seat, and I hear some old lady say, "Well, who are you, girl?" And Ray says, "I'm Ray. Ray Skywalker.
No.
Ray Skywalker." And I kid you not, you two, my 9-year-old goes, "What?" I'm confused.
Dude, I was like that when
Same.
Rey shot the lightning out of her fingers. I'm like, oh my god, is she a Palpatine? Seriously?
Wait, what?
No, before, like, in the middle of the movie, when they're on that planet and she shoots the lightning out of her hands.
Does she? I don't remember that. I don't know. I've watched that. I've
I've
blocked
only
that movie
seen it
out.
once.
Yeah.
Well, get ready in 2029, we're gonna review that movie for the 10th anniversary.
I'll skip. Or you're gonna lose listeners because
Hey,
I'm just go
man.
on raging. Yeah.
I gotta talk about Scream 7, and I fucking hate that movie. That movie made me angry.
Okay.
Haven't seen it. Don't spoil it, please.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty bad. I honestly, I think I hate it more than Rob Zombie's Halloween. The more I think about it,
It
Rob
was
Zombie's
okay.
Halloween.
It was all right.
Yeah. Well, we're doing
What
the
are
whole
everyone's
thing.
feelings on Saw Gerrera?
Yeah. What was that, Vera?
He says,
deftly segued
"Save
back
the
to movie.
rebellion.
Yeah.
Save the dream."
Saw Gerrera. What are your thoughts?
Let me support Frutiger, man. We actually did a fan casting of The Signing a few years ago, and he was my Halloran with Frutiger.
Okay. Yeah.
Who else?
See it. Well, I think he's great in this, and I love how committed, totally committed he is to this weird ass character that, editor's note and/or goes a decent ways towards fleshing out kind of why he is what he is. Now, and I will admit blind spots here that my intake of the Filoniverse stuff is very limited, to the point that it's really just Rebels, which I love. But yeah, I've not seen Bad Batch. I really haven't watched Clone Wars. And I just know
I've
Saw.
watched Bad Batch, but I have not watched Clone Wars.
I know Saw gets a lot of play in Clone Wars, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I watched a little bit of Clone Wars.
It's just not my era. I can't get into it. I don't know.
It's on my list.
One more thing I want to mention with that Lego Star Wars game. Even when I'm playing through the movies that I don't like Rise of Skywalker and Attack of the Clones, they're still fun to play through.
Well, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the parts that I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have.
I don't like any of Rise of
the
Skywalker,
boring
to be honest.
romantic subplot between Andy Christensen and Natalie Portman.
Sure. None of that romance. Too much snogging.
So you're telling me that this emo kid has the hots for Natalie Portman, which I don't blame him. She's a very beautiful lady and a solid actress. But you don't trust him at all. And you're going to send him, and you're not supposed to have any romantic involvement with anybody as a Jedi. And you know that he has the hots for her. And you're going to send her to protect her?
I mean, have people held to a religious standard always adhered to that standard?
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Shots fired.
Yeah, you don't think they're gonna get busy?
I don't know. It happens. What are you gonna do, kids?
So I just turned away your entire audience, Nathan, by making that joke.
No, you did not at all. I make plenty similar. No, I think the bigger flashing question mark to that whole dynamic is, she meets him when he's, basically an infant, which is just weird.
Dude, I gotta say, Anakin got game, bro, because he asked that chick, "Are you an angel?" Like I
Yeah.
don't have, dude. I'm a
Are
30.
you an angel?
Only time that line has ever worked.
I'm 30. I'm about to turn 32 tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Thursday,
Happy birthday.
and I don't got that kind of game at all.
Have you tried dropping that line?
Yeah.
You know what? Next time I see,
And just say it like Annie. Annie. Like I'd have turned it into Darth Vader too if someone
Yeah.
called me that growing up.
next time I see an attractive female waitress at a restaurant, I'm gonna ask her that.
Are you an angel? Yeah, just do that. And I'm sure that will get you far.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get the digits just off that one line alone.
Speaking of digits, K2SO. Now there is a character that is. You like how I did that? The digits, K2,
Yeah.
SO. Like that is podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. So that's a great character, and I just want to highlight some fantastic lines from K2. He says, "Congratulations, you are being rescued. Please do not resist." When he basically clotheslines her and body slams her. Goodness gracious. He's lucky he didn't break her in half. And he says, "What? I don't remember what this line is in response to, but he says, 'What do I know? My specialty is just strategic analysis.'" He's talking about the odds of them succeeding.
Yeah, the odds of them escaping, like flying off the planet. Yeah.
Yeah. "I'm taking them to imprison them. In prison. Quiet. And there's a fresh one if you mouth off again." I think one of my favorite
I like
ones
how
is,
he apologizes after to Cassian.
I'm sorry, Cassian. I'm sorry for the hit or whatever. And when they're trying to make sure their code works, when they're getting to Scarif and they're stressed, Bodhi and Jen are stressed talking about it, and Bodhi says, "We're all going to be annihilated and die in the cold, dark vacuum of space." "Not me. I can survive in space." He's so good. The design is so good of that droid.
Yeah, I didn't like how, like, in these newer Star Wars movies, they take things that we've seen before, like a droid or like a starfighter or a stormtrooper, and they just do different things with that. Like, oh, I can't remember the designer's name. I can see his face. It's the Asian guy. But in one of the special features, he talked about when I watched Star Wars and I saw the X-Wing, I always thought to myself, okay, how can I do my own version of the X-Wing? And now I'm doing it like for a living. Like I'm designing stuff for Star Wars. That's pretty cool.
It is really
I would
cool.
love to do that.
I do love how the legacy of Star Wars has allowed people who loved it, like watching it in 77 in the theaters, are now people who are in it and working behind the scenes for it. And it really is a passion project for a whole generation. And I just think that that's lovely.
Yeah, well, have you guys ever seen that documentary, George Lucas versus the People?
Nope.
No.
Good luck trying to find it because I apparently did.
Okay, we won't see it.
It's my second favorite documentary of all time.
Okay. Well, way to tease. You come with stuff that's unavailable that you highlight. I'm telling you, Andor is right there at your fingertips. You just...
But no, that's funny. But there's a section of the documentary when they're talking about like life out of Star Wars outside the movies and how, people take what their hobbies and talents and incorporate Star Wars with that. Like, that's really cool. That is really, really cool.
Did I ever tell you that I made a short film about 15 years ago called "It's Been an Honor, Mr. Lucas"? About two friends plotting to assassinate George Lucas.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Where can we stream this?
I can find it.
Wait, before you drop that masterpiece, you need to drop South. Your Screen Fan parody.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not really in Shout, and it's a really just dumb bit of quote unquote filmmaking.
Hey man, it's the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, that's true. Get some play for old Shout.
I'm making a Scream movie as we speak. So
yeah. Well, and it's been an honor, Mr. Lucas. My character in making fun of Jar Jar mocks him by saying "Misa la poo poo, Misa la pee pee." It's just kind of classic.
Writing that down under favorite quotes.
there's actually speaking of that, there's actually a misery parody where Annie Wills kidnaps nurses
Yeah.
George Lucas back to health. It's pretty funny.
Where what?
So there's actually a George Lucas parody of Misery
Okay.
where we're just like Annie Wills nurses Paul Selden back to health.
Sure.
Annie Wills nurses George Lucas back to health, and it's pretty
Okay.
fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ironically, I'm reading Misery right now.
that's a great book.
It is a great book. It's a very great movie. What else you got on old Rogue Numero Uno?
So one more comment about you not being able to watch that George Lucas documentary. Luckily, my favorite documentary of all time, which is a documentary called Life Animated about an autistic boy who learned how to speak through Disney movies.
Huh.
Yeah, you should
Interesting.
Nice.
you should watch. It's so
Is
good.
that one available? Or are you just
Yeah,
teasing
it's
me again?
available.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and it's inspired a movie I want to make called The Special Needs Sport Club about a kid that starts a film club, like a with special needs kids, so they can kind of get through their emotions or talk about their
Sure.
emotions through film, like kind of like what I do with my
Sure.
Oh,
Asperger's.
love that.
No, I
Yeah.
love that, Drew.
Yeah, it's gonna be my favorite ones, basically. I'm gonna bring in things in my life.
Yeah. I
Very
love it.
cool.
Yeah, and I'm sure my audience in Eric and Jackson are tired of me talk about that movie. Can I talk about it all the time? Because it's my favorite movie next to Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park is legit, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And Jurassic
Going
Park-
back to like what you're saying about how movies can draw things out of people that previously maybe couldn't have been. And what I had said about people who grew up on the original Star Wars now being involved in Star Wars. Troy Kotzer, who plays the dad in the movie Coda. Star Wars is like the first movie he ever fell in love with. He talks about how
cool.
like because they obviously didn't have captions at the time, but it's such a visual spectacle that he didn't feel like he needed it. And so he loved those movies so much. And he shows up in the Boba Fett series as one of the Sand People, and he invented Sand People sign language.
Oh, yeah, because that's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel both heartened that he was able to do that, and also I wish those were better. That was a better series.
I know.
Vera?
I wish that for him because I love him so much.
We live in a more PC and woke time. They're called testing raiders now, not Sand People.
My bad.
Yeah. How culturally insensitive.
Yeah, because Raiders is better. Pigeonholing them to one specific
I mean, that's
profession.
why Boba's ship is the fire spray.
Yeah.
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 What are you gonna do?
Man,
what are you gonna do?
Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Yeah, it's a great flick.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn's the shit.
Yeah. You know what else I really like about it is one of the beefs that I have with not just Star Wars, but a lot of movies that feature space and other planets is that every planet is either Mars, but with a different color filter on it. Or in the Star Wars universe, the forest planet, the whatever planet.
Tatooine.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yep.
they're all just one thing. But I don't, even though Scarif looks like a beach planet, like I don't feel like that's all there is to the planet. You know what I mean? Like every planet just feels like lived in. It's I don't know. Maybe it's just because they're focusing on specific cities or specific like bases and locations and not planets as wholes. They don't talk about them like as the planet as a whole.
Was really the first lived in future or sci-fi movie, which was influential on Ridley Scott and Dan O'Bannon when they did Alien, which is really cool. And I just love that kind of world building there.
What if the rest of Scarif, because we just see like what, a couple square miles there?
Yeah.
What if the rest of Scarif is like maximum tourist destination for the galaxy? Because it's a beach planet, a beautiful beach planet with this where all the bougie people come, you know, the 1% of the galaxy, because it's got
Yeah.
this shield around it. No one could get in. Like, can you imagine being across the horizon on the beach, enjoying your blue milk Mai Tai, and you're like off in the distance, like, WTF is happening? Bombs
Yeah.
start going off. You're like, what? And then the Death Star shoots the ocean, and you're like, there went your, you know, your vacation.
Yeah. Oh my God. And that's another thing that the anti-woke Star Wars fans hate is the blue milk. I'm like, blue milk? Come on. Why you gonna hate on blue milk, man?
Oh, I don't. I'm lost,
Yeah.
Drew. You've lost me on the anti-woke crowd doesn't like blue milk.
That's stupid.
Like, what's the rationale?
No.
Do I
It's a
want to know?
question.
They just don't like looking that movie. Is the issue.
Oh, you mean him like being on the planet
I was
and
going into
drinking the
Tashi
blue milk
Station to
and
pick up some power converters.
Yeah.
I didn't. Well, okay. I'm gonna get into more detail next year when we do Last Jedi. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave this a mystery. I hate how he threw the lightsaber behind his back. That was stupid. But I'm not gonna tell you why till next year.
Until next year, it's a
That's very
cliffhanger.
JJ of you. Yeah.
But it's not gonna be as lame.
It's gonna be because he thought Palpatine was behind him and was gonna catch it.
So you bringing up the planets look really unique. It made me think of an interview I saw James Cameron do with Robert Rodriguez when Shape of Water, not Shape of Water, Way of Water came out. Different director.
Right.
He said, you know, I really like the world that George Lucas created with Star Wars, but each planet is a different ecological like environment.
Sure.
I want Pandora to have all those. I want the desert planet. I want the ice planet, the water planet. I want all of it.
on one planet.
Yeah, to be more Earth-like where they are combined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool. But those movies suck. I didn't see the new one.
I mean, they're pretty thin. Yeah.
What was the thing? 'Cause
And long.
Didn't they say like the first like 5 minutes or whatever of the new Nolan movie in front of that?
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I saw that.
But
Well, it wasn't the first 5 minutes. It was the Trojan horse infiltration.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's the first 5 minutes, but it is Nolan.
the only IMAX theater in Arkansas that we have is in Little Rock, and it sucks. Like all the most of the seats are snapped off.
That's not good.
Yeah, and they're like super low to the ground. So, yeah,
The seats?
Yeah.
Just like sitting on the floor watching the IMAX screen.
Yeah,
like cross-legged in the aisle. You might as well.
Yeah, I went to go see Superman with my mom, my aunt, and my co-host Eric, and it was pretty bad. But yeah, so yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'll just wait till July to see the Trojan horse scene.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you'll just sit on the floor in someone's popcorn butter.
I'm going to go to my local theater, which is a lot closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I'm so jealous of you. You saw that awesomeness.
Well, I didn't know. In fact, it was with, you referenced him, it was with me and Jackson went to see Avatar, and you know, just I thought there might be a trailer for the Odyssey. What I didn't know is, oh snap, we're getting 5 minutes plus of movie, and it was I did not. With a few fleeting things I maybe could compliment, did not really enjoy Fire and Ash, but sitting through 3 hours of Fire and Ash was almost worth it for the 5 minutes of Odyssey I got to watch. I was like, that'll.
Was it ironic because we're talking about Rogue One and they did the same thing with Dunkirk? If you saw it in IMAX, you saw this in IMAX.
Dunkirk trailer was on Rogue One.
It was either a trailer or like a scene from Dunkirk. It might have been a scene because they always do that. Like if you went to go see I Am Legend, it was Dark Knight. If you saw Mission Impossible 4, it was Dark Knight Rises.
That's a good movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, Dark Knight Rises or Mission Impossible 4.
Not Mission Impossible 4.
Well, you just lost all credibility with me.
Why? Because you don't like Dark Knight Rises?
I like it. It could have been better.
Well, you could say that about like life itself, Drew. Sure, everything could be better. I mean, like, sure. But for the moment it came out, I saw that movie, I don't know, 5 times in the theater. It's a mess. It's a narrative mess.
Yeah,
It takes work to like explain even what's
yeah.
happening at any given moment. But, I mean, speak of the devil and he appears.
Well, you know what? I like Mission Impossible 4.
I like it fine. I just,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. This
Yeah.
most recent one was garbage, but
Okay, guys, let's get back on track.
yeah.
Favorite
Okay.
part and least favorite part. Nathan, go.
What? Huh?
What is your
Favorite
favorite
part?
part?
Rogue One.
Uh, I mean, it's it may feel like a cheat. I was gonna cheat and just say all of Scarif, but I do think if I'm pushed on that and I need to just pick a scene, um, the Chirrut emerges from the bunker to try to take out all the stormtroopers right before his death is incredible. It's just incredible.
Mhm.
It's kind of the payoff for his continued "I am one with the Force, the Force is with me" chant throughout the film.
I was wondering when I was
Um,
going to come up.
yeah, and just it's just fantastic. So that's what I'm gonna pick.
Cool. And least favorite part, if you have one.
Oh, least Leia.
Okay.
Maybe Bor Gullet. It's just weird. Um, I didn't mention this when we were talking about initial assessments of the film, but one of the things that threw me originally about the movie is the planet jumping in the first half. It's kind of hard to keep up and know what you're supposed to be understanding. And
Right.
I
Bor
do
Gullet,
appreciate that they put it on the screen.
it's true, but
Yeah.
it's still kind of hard to know why I'm here, when I'm here.
Agreed.
But in terms of, yeah, I'll stick with Leia. It just does not look good.
Yeah, cool. Vera, what is your favorite part and least favorite part of this film?
Is it a cop out to say the Vader part? That's everybody's favorite
Yeah,
part. I
it is
just make it
awesome.
look different. um, yeah, I'm gonna go with the easy one and say the Vader part but not just like the and then the lightsaber, but the whole
The
sequence.
what?
Like you heard me. Not just when he like you hear him breathing and the lightsaber comes on, but the whole sequence of when they're running away from him and passing along
Yeah,
the
the
like
plans.
the plans. It's so well choreographed. It's so well done. It's so tense,
Yeah,
and like the camera moving along with them, and then you get into the white hallways,
Hmm.
and you're just like, oh, I know this space, right? And like it's just the best Star Wars
I
feeling.
like about it is it's not just there so Darth Vader can have a badass moment for the fans. It ties directly into A New Hope.
Yeah.
I remember the next day when I watched this for the first time in theaters, I watched A New Hope, and when I saw Darth Vader cut through that door on the rebel ship, I'm like, oh shit, Vader is pissed the fuck off now. He just killed a bunch of rebels, and he's about to kill some more.
Although I love
Yeah.
if you're tracking it directly into New Hope, he does dial back real fast.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm okay now. The bloodlust
This
has been sated.
this
I
makes
listened to
you.
my
I
Dr.
mean,
Phil podcast, and I'm okay now.
like sure he blows up a whole planet in New Hope, but he seems like a much more like dire opponent in this very brief sequence. Like you understand why people are so scared of him.
Mm.
Yeah. I want to hijack Vera's moment and tag back in
How dare
on
you?
a favorite moment talking about Chirrut is when he friggin' on Edu, which is the Galen Urso Imperial planet, when he friggin' blows a TIE fighter out of the sky with his crossbow beam thing. That's an
Mhm.
awesome moment. It's a fantastic
Oh,
moment.
did we just
I
totally
love
forget
Chirrut.
about? We totally forgot about the Vader pun when he chokes out Krennic and he says, "Make sure you don't choke
Choke.
your operations director."
And then he goes, ha 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 ha.
Dude, that was funny because I
Get it?
the guy laughed the joke.
I am Zerg.
Oh, what's your least favorite part, Vera?
My aside from the aforementioned CGI faces, I'm going to go with I don't know if I can pick another thing.
Go with the council. Go with the council. Abandoning the
Oh
rebel
yeah,
alliance. It's
those
like tough
dum
beat.
dums.
Was it?
The council, like, immediately, Jen is like, "Hey, this is the message from my father. We have to go do this thing." And they're like, "Oh, that sounds really hard. Let's
We're done. We're done.
I don't want to rebel anymore."
What about you, Drew?
I'm gonna be
Least and
kicking in
favorite.
and I'm Tatooine. I don't want to rebel anymore
Yeah.
with the martini and Kenny G right next to me playing his saxophone.
Do you think
Least favorite instrument.
in the space bar in the Mos Eisley Cantina they have a Jawa special cocktail called the Utini Martini? Do you think?
Wow.
How long have you been holding on to that one?
5 seconds. 5 seconds. He said Tatooine. I
I'm
thought of
proud of you.
Tatooine. I thought of Tatooine, and I'm like, well, Tatooine. That's a whole different joke.
Annoying awesomeness of the possibility that Kenny G would be on Tatooine just giving a concert. You made a really corny cocktail joke. My favorite part of the movie is Jen's speech before the Battle of Scarif.
It's good.
And I'm just gonna read it. And
Do
I'm
it.
gonna let it speak for itself. What chance do we have? The question is, what choice? Run, hide, plead for mercy, sutter your forces? You give away to an enemy this evil with this much power, and you're condemned to the galaxy for all eternity of submission. The time to fight is now. Every moment wasted is another step closer to ashes of Jeddah. Just powerful stuff, man. Rallying up the troops. You gotta love a good inspirational speech.
Yeah, more people need to hear that.
Yeah. Least favorite part? I don't have one.
Yeah.
This movie's incredible. I
I
love
didn't
this
know
movie.
that. I didn't know that was a legitimate answer. I might have said that, but I don't really care for Leia here.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's kind
I
of.
get what you're I do get what you're saying. Your guys' point of view is very valid. I just man, like Carrie Fisher is so iconic and it's
Sure. I'm not saying don't have the character somehow. I'm just
yeah,
saying she don't. That's not Carrie Fisher.
yeah,
That's a digital
yeah,
recreation that doesn't look too good.
yeah. I mean I'll take
Um.
that over AI Val Kilmer any day.
Also true.
He's not in this, thankfully.
No Iceman here. No, no, no.
I mean I love Val Kilmer, but good God, just don't. You will respect that man. That man is Iceman. He's a war hero. He beat the Russians with Tom Cruise and Top Gun.
hmm Yeah,
He encouraged Tom Cruise to beat the ambiguous enemy in Top Gun Maverick.
yeah.
So you
What is that?
respect that man by not putting out that movie and
Right.
finding a fault somewhere and blowing up.
I have no say in this movie coming out.
I'm not seeing it at all. Fuck that movie.
Don't. Yes.
Yeah. Oh no, honestly, that is how you should protest with your dollars. Do
Yeah,
not.
exactly. So let's get into rating. And how we rate our movies is we each give it a score out of 10. We put our scores in an Abbott calculator to get the official horror sci-fi and beyond score. And Vera, what is your score out of 10?
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Hey, whoa.
Yeah. Once upon a time it would have been like a 6.5, but like 10 years ago, but
Really?
that's
That
how much
low?
it has grown in my esteem. That's not low. That's a passing grade.
I don't know. I would give it 8 back then. Well, I'm easy to please. Anybody that's seen our podcast knows I'm easy to please. Eric and Jackson is a little bit harder. I'm a nut to crack.
Except when it comes to Val Kilmer.
Yeah, we argue a lot, me and Eric and Jackson.
About Val Kilmer?
No, this movie's in
Well,
general.
now I'll know. Now I'll know next year to just come ready to throw down.
Yeah.
Um, yep. Are you
Um,
asking my score?
yeah, Nathan, what is your rating?
Hmm. You give it a 9, Vera?
Yeah.
Nine, 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 nine. Give it a nine.
Houdini. I'm gonna go with an 8.
Saw the sun.
It's great. I'll next time I watch it, it might be an 8.5. And then the
It's
time after that, it might be a 9. And then I'm gonna rewatch all of Andor and it's gonna be a 10 or something. I don't know.
yeah, it's really great. You gave it an eight. So I'm gonna give it a nine. This movie's just a lot of fun, man. It is dark in some parts. It does deal with a lot of stuff that's going on right now, unfortunately. But it is a fun movie. It's different. It's a different Star Wars movie, and I really hope with the new direction with Dave Filoni, because he really loves Star Wars, and I love him. I love hearing him talk about Star Wars. I hope he goes back to that, do different aspects of what makes Star Wars great, do different genres. Um, and I hope for the best for Kathleen Kennedy with her further
Yeah,
venture.
with her
Or
womanhood.
yeah, and if she wants to retire from the entertainment industry and just kick it on Tatooine with her husband Frank
With
Marshall,
her Utini Martini. I love how
yeah,
you're bringing it back
and
around.
listen to Kenny G,
Yeah.
I'm cool with that too, man. I love the Kathleen Kennedy. You just didn't do a lot of cool things for Star Wars. You made a lot more decisions.
Why do you need Kenny G on Tatooine? You got the Max Rebo band, you know?
Well, I like Kenny G. Okay, he can join the Max Rebo band.
I don't
Excellent.
think I can name a single Kenny G song.
Well, no one can, even
Yeah,
Drew.
I just
You
like
just
him.
name tunes
Yeah.
and nobody looks like, you know? But what else is on the cocktail menu at the Mos Eisley Cantina? That's inquiring minds want to
Vader
know.
Tots would be on there.
What'd you say?
Vader
Who shot
Tots.
first shots?
Vader shots. Sex on the beach.
No,
That would be
I said Vader Tots, not Vader Tots.
Vader tots.
No,
Okay.
yeah, you combined the thing that he said and the thing that I said.
What did you say, Nathan? Did you make a dirty joke?
No, Sex on the
No,
Beach. That's the name of a
no.
drink, but it's on Tatooine.
You
That's why it's
said
funny.
you said Vader tots, and I said who shot first shots, and then you
I thought you said Vader shots.
Well,
Mm.
I wouldn't mind the thing you said if Natalie Portman was there.
It's a drink, Drew. It's a
I know,
drink.
I'm just
Okay.
saying.
That's and the joke is it's Tatooine. It's all beach. It's just, but the joke here is it's just a cup full of sand.
Well, I like Natalie Portman.
Of
and
course,
she's
get
on
That's
her
clear.
for Black Swan because she's amazing in that movie.
Yes.
But I think of another thing. I'm not an alcoholic guy. I don't drink a lot of
That's
alcoholic
okay.
beverages.
That's
It's
okay.
overrated.
That's fine too. It's just fun to think of fun ideas for
Yeah.
drink
Shirley
names
Temples
at the Mos
are
Eisley
non-alcoholic beverages, and they're a delight.
I can name food. I can do food all day long 'cause I love food.
Yeah, Vader tots. Yeah.
Yep.
I get it now.
The Castle Run pizza.
I get it now. Vader tots, but it's tater tots.
Well, no,
Oh, good Lord.
because Vera, because you had a Star Wars themed party for one of your kids, right? And you had
I
Vader
sure
tots.
did.
Yeah, that just stuck with me.
I don't remember if we served Vader tots, but we definitely had a bunch of Star Wars themed food.
Yeah, I remember specifically that one. And then
Yoda soda was one of them.
And in Canada, you could have Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. You guys,
So happy with himself.
you got. I think you got to do something with that giant worm from Empire.
Grand Moff tacos.
Get him off tacos. God. Yeah, think outside the Empire, baby. Like Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. I tried.
Sure.
Dude, I remember when Taco Bell was all over Phantom Menace back in the day. Like I remember.
I've only had Taco Bell once in my entire life. True story.
That's all it took.
Yeah, it was that.
I was not blown away.
It was Phantom Menace and the Jim Carrey grunts that those like the first two movies I remember the marketing for. Like those movies were everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't really see a whole lot of that with movies.
Yes, you do.
Well, not
Disney
like
is constantly advertising on my bananas, and I don't understand why.
no. Well, I'm talking about when the Jim Carrey Grinch movie came out. Like I saw that at the mall. I saw that at the post office. I saw
It's
it
because
everywhere.
people don't leave their house anymore.
Yeah,
It's true.
that's true.
It's true.
So, guys, I give this movie a 9. Nathan gave it an 8. Vera gave it a 9 as well. And the
Kyber
overall,
Crystal Light.
Gonna keep going.
the overall score for Rogue One: A Star Wars Story is a 9.
I'm okay with that.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm cool with that. So, guys,
Yeah, well deserved.
yeah, awesome. So, Vera and Nathan, this has always been a pleasure to have you guys on here. Like, well, I'll just
Thank
keep
you.
having you on here for episodes.
Yeah.
Because
And we enjoy it.
the thing
I
is,
speak for both of us, obviously.
have my mom on here for a lot of these because he only really likes the prequels and the originals because George's vision, which is I respect that. But next year we gotta do two. We got to do Last Jedi and then the original because they're both big anniversaries.
Oh wow.
Is that 45 for the OG? What is that?
Yeah, 77.
50.
Yeah, 50.
Oh my God.
50 years.
Yeah. So me and my mom will most likely want to join in on that. So that'll be cool.
Oh, that's nice. My mom met Chewbacca when we went to Star Wars World and had the best time ever.
Chewbacca.
He knows how to treat a lady.
The guy that played Chewbacca in the Disney movies,
Yeah.
he actually said the F-bomb in front of my grandma at Arkansas Comic Con when I met him.
That's funny. Yeah, I've interpreted for him at
like
cons
in
before.
in Wookiee?
No, he actually
How could
said
you tell?
the F-word.
Oh.
So what happened was I picked out the picture for him to sign, and he goes to sign it. He messes up, and he's like, "God, fuck this up." And then he goes to sign another one. He finishes, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I said that." Pauses for a second. He's like, "Well, Chewie did curse in Return of the Jedi." He went, "Arr," and then Han Solo went, "Chewie, don't be so rude."
Yeah. It's a walking carpet.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny. The guy that played Chewbacca in the recent Star Wars movies said,
dropped an F-bomb.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So guys, as always, if you like this episode and you want to see more spooky and weird content, make sure you slash that subscribe button and follow us on Facebook at Horror Sci-Fi and Beyond. Also, don't forget to leave this episode a killer comment and give it a King Kong size thumbs up. See you later guys, and stay weird.